here at the Kreinik Outlet. We found a little bit of history. Tell me what this is, Doug.
Okay, actually this goes back to how the company began. When the company began, my dad had lost his job, and they were driving to an interview somewhere around Delaware, and my dad was not in a very good mood, and my mom was doing her needlepoint, and unbelievably it was all over the car. And so my father said to my mother, who had a background in couturier design, with all your background in couturier design, can't you come up with some way of organizing your threads so they're not all over the place? Right. So she made something with a place for the canvas in the back, right, and
rings to hold the thread.
And the threads would hold down here, and the needles and and scissors, and they could fold up, and it could be carried on your wrist. So they, my mom had access to really fine velvet and velveteen. Yeah. And then they bought a ribbon, and they made some really interesting things. So they sold these all over the country, and it was the first needlework organizer on the market. And what my dad did, my dad said, well, there are men who do this too, and they might like something different. So he hand carved out of ebony toggles to go on here so that it would give a more masculine look.
Wow, that is so cool. And I think this is similar.
This is similar. This is because they made it out of fabric, and they also had some that were quilted and quilting fabric, and they had all sorts of problems when they were making these things.
Did Mrs. Kreinik make them herself?
No, she had a crew of ladies. After my dad stopped looking around for a job, he started building jigs. And he had all sorts of jigs that would fit on here so they could pass it through the sewing machine and sew these on really quickly. And so that really helped a lot, because he loved invention, and he loved jigs, and he liked me. He was dealing with lean manufacturing before they had the word lean.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. Awesome history of Kreinik there. Cool.